Good morning, Twyla from Twyla's Totes. Hope you guys had a good 4th of July. It wasn't too bad here. We don't do fireworks and stuff. We listen to the neighbors' fireworks instead. Well, today we are working on, I'm doing a 85% Mr. Heckles from Sincerely Jen. This one's for my niece. I don't know if you guys saw the little quick embroidery video I did. Here's the finished embroidery. This is the front panel, and my straps are going to go, this is a handle, I'm just giving you an idea, are going to go right here next to, on either side. And then here's my back, just put my bag tag on it. Okay, and I am working with antique brass hardware, and I got a couple little, don't know which one I'm going to put in here. I think this one maybe. And then there's this one. That one says, "Hello, sunshine." This one says, "You are enough." I'll put one of those in there. And what else do I wanted to show you my zipper tape. It is honeycomb with antique brass teeth. And I have both of my vinyls. This one is the mustard, and this one is the candy apple from Tulip Bee. And my lining is Smoothie Smooth Red from Tulip Bee. I've already got my strap done, my handles prepped, and well, that's it. Let's get started. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you in a sec. Let me put you down here where you can see. How's that look? Is that good? Get all my things up. Okay, and I've got my notes for the 85% because some of the seam allowances are a little bit different, and some of the other measurements, but we'll go through that as we go. Okay, first off, we're going to take the back pieces and we're going to do the slip pocket on the back. Let me get it really quick. I've got them right here next to me. Okay, and I used my templates from that template shop. There you go. To cut my pieces out. Okay, first off, we're going to make a measurement on the back here. And this measurement's the same because we want the pocket big enough for our cell phone. Okay, so I'm just going to make a mark from either side. Okay, there's our marks. Well, that one's wrong. I don't know why I did down the side like that. We want here. That was weird. There we go. There's our 2 marks, because we're going to put the other piece, the top back piece on, and we're going to sew from the outer edge to this mark, and then from this mark to the outer edge. Okay, and we're using a 3/8 inch seam allowance on this piece. I'm just going to match up my centers. Let's put a couple clips on here to hold it while we get everything lined up. Okay, and I'm using the Harvest Gold, I think it is, from Size Swag. Golden Wheat, excuse me. Golden Wheat. Okay, and we're just going to sew from that edge to that first mark. Hold on. Yes. Okay, now I'm going to move down to this next mark here. and so to the edge. Okay, so what that's done is we've got an opening there. See it? And this is where our pocket pieces are going to go. So I'm just going to mark the centers of these so I can make sure they're lined up good with the centers of my back piece. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold this out of the way, this one, and we're going to work with this back one here. And we're going to line up the center. Just lining up my centers. I'm just going to fold that out of the way a little bit. Okay. We're just working with one lining piece at a time. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew at a 1/4 inch seam allowance across the top of just the lining piece. And just make sure that your other seam is folded out of the way. Because you don't want to sew over that seam also. Okay, there we go. One down. See? And we still have the opening. There's the one. Okay, now we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the same thing with our other side. Okay, we'll fold that down out of the way. Just going to clip my seams down a little bit there, just to hold them down out of the way for me. Okay, line up our center, and then we're going to do the same. Sew across that, just the lining piece. The smoothie smooth's a little bit slippery, so it might not, it's not being very cooperative. There we go. Okay, same thing. 1/4 inch seam allowance. Make sure that first piece you did is tucked out of the way. Okay, now we've got both of them sewn on. See, there's our opening. We're going to flip this open. What we're going to end up doing is sewing top stitching across these seams here. Okay. We don't want to make sure that that's open. Okay. do the top one first. And we're just doing 1/8 inch seam allowance. Just make sure that they're folded nicely. Got that one done. And then we're going to do the other side. Like I said, make sure your pocket pieces are splayed open also, because you don't want to sew your pocket closed. Oh, look how pretty those stitches are. Gorgeous. Okay, there's our pocket. And they got sewn opposite of each other. You see the stitches there? Okay, now we're going to bring this piece down, matching up the sides. Okay. Did that. And then I'm going to trim this down so that they're even. And then we're going to sew the bottom shut. And if you haven't put your bag tag on yet, now's a good time before we put do the next step. Okay, so now we have our pocket. And we're going to sew the sides down. Those will get closed up with the, when we put the handles on. Okay, I'm going to put a piece of tape on the back here. This is just double stick tape to kind of hold my pocket down in place for our next step, because I want to make sure it gets caught in the seam. Okay, we're going to take our strap connectors, okay, and I've marked the centers, put some tape on them, and we're just going to fold the edges to the center, and we're going to butt them up against each other. We're going to do that with all 4 pieces. And I'm using 1-inch hardware. So make sure when you are doing yours that depending on which hardware you're using, cut your straps according. They'll need to be smaller. Your strap connectors will need to be smaller if you're using 3/4 inch. See, these are going to go on either side. Let's do all 4 because we're going to do the front and the back. And then we'll move on to the next part. going to sew this together the other day, but I did something to my hand right here. Oh, it hurt so bad. Couldn't hardly move, couldn't hardly grasp anything. Okay, here we go. We've got all 4 done, and we're going to make a mark. We'll put a piece of tape here at the top edge of each one, because we're going to fold these down over our D-rings before we sew them on. Okay. I'm just looking to see which end looks a little straighter. Okay. And we will mark down 3 inches, because we will be folding to that line. I had to watch my video. I watched Jen's video again, and then for the 85%, and then I watched mine because I know I had trouble with this part. I had to keep reading the directions till, like, you know, the comprehension kicked in. But it's fine now. Okay, and I have little strap ends to put on the handles later. Okay, I'm going to remove the back from the tape, and I'm going to fold down to that line. Okay, and put a clip there to hold it, to help hold it. Put the ring on first. Like I said, I'm going to do all 4 of these. And I'm making sure that the join on the rectangle ring is underneath so you don't see it. Okay, got all 4 of those clipped. Now I'm going to take a piece of double stick tape down the center. And this is going to help hold it in place on the bag while we sew it. I'm not going all the way up to the top because we're not going to be sewing all the way up, and I don't want to mess it up. Or, you know, if the ring pulls back, that you would see it. What you could do on this, decorative wise, if you wanted to, you could do a 1/4 inch decorative stitch once you've folded this from either side while it's still straight. Then fold it over, and then when we sew it onto the bag, it would be at an 1/8 inch. If you wanted, you know, kind of a double. Can't even talk. Okay, now I'm going to make my marks from the center. And we are going to go over 2.5 inches. From the center, there we go, on either side. I'm placing a mark so that I know where my straps will land. So we'll take the tape off. Excuse me, the backing to the tape. And we're going to place the right side here up against that line. All the way down. Just press it down. And then we'll do the same on this side. Remove the backing. That way we have a nice wide. And we'll place it on the left side onto that part. Squish it down. Okay, and then when we sew the handles on, they will catch the lining on the back. Okay. Let me check my bobbin real quick. Oh, we're good. Just wanted to make sure because I did all the handles and everything. I just want to make sure I had enough. Okay, now we are going to go up. Did that, did that, did that. Okay. Now I'm going to go up. I'm going to make sure I hit the same mark on each one. Let's see. Because we have a D-ring too, I want to make sure that that misses the... Okay, so I'm going to use this top stitching as my guide of where I want to go across at. So I'm going to sew up to that mark and then over and back down. Okay, and then we will be putting a rivet in right there later. Come back down. Well, that looks good. Let me get a wipe. There we go. Make sure you remove your pen mark that you can still see. There we go. And then we're going to put a rivet in up there at the top. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, wipe that mark off. There we go. Just going to go down the side here a little bit where I marked, just in case. Okay, there we go. There's the back pieces. And see how I did the stitching across? And it caught the pocket. The pocket is closed. Okay. Let's see. I'll show you. There's my phone. So we've still got a nice size pocket. Oops. There you go. Okay. Now let's do the front side the same as we did the back. And take my front piece here and my other two straps. Make our mark. There. And there. Okay. I'm going to check and see how far down did I go. Okay, it's at least an inch from the top of the thing here to do our crossover piece. Okay, we're going to remove the back from the tape. Line it up against that line. And because of the angle of the piece, it looks like it's off, but it's not. Okay. Do the other side. Oops. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to measure down an inch from there so that I can kind of match. So, okay. Just so they look uniform. Yep. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing. So up one side, down the other. Okay, we've got all 4 of them sewn on. There we go. Swiping off my marks here, because we don't want those left on there. Okay. Now we'll do the side connectors and then we'll do all of the rivets. Okay, so we need our side pieces and our side connectors. There's one. There's the other. And we need our D-rings, which I've already prepared. I prepared earlier. Okay. I'm just going to mark my centers here so that we've always got our centers marked. And we're going to fold in our connector pieces like we did our strap connector pieces. Okay, got that done. First off, what we're going to do is we are going to measure down from the top short edge here. What is it? Centered. Okay. I'll make a mark. There we go. And what we've done on these connector pieces on the back side, we measured up 1/2 inch and then just folded it down to that part so that when we put this on, we will place the connector piece on that mark. Okay, and put some tape on the back side of it. Just to hold it in place on that spot, because then we will sew around it a little box. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew a little box around there to help hold it on. Make sure, hold on. This is going to be there. Yeah. There we go. This is just added security on there because we're sewing it through the interfacing, the Decaville light. Okay. Now we're going to take our, I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on here. I've marked down from the top, 3/4 of an inch. Made a line because I'm going to do a drop-in lining. I'm going to go ahead and put my tape on while I've got it accessible. Okay. Now, whoops, we're going to take our connector accent pieces and fold these to the center. Like we did our handle pieces. We're just butting the edges up together, nice and tight. Okay. And we'll put a piece of tape down the center. Help hold it in place. Okay, now I'm going to take this, find my mark across the front here, put this in place. Okay, mine's going to have to move down some, right here. Let's see where that is. Okay. And the other one. Okay, there we go. Now we're just going to sew the top and the bottom of that piece. And we're just going to do 1/8 of an inch, and we might need the hump jumper. Let's get it ready just in case. And you can do double stitch if you want to, but it's going to be pretty secure. There we go. There we go. And I will cut those little side bits off here. And then we'll do our rivets. There we go. Got those done. I'm going to take my hidden connector piece from Jolie Lee Creations and use the little the little rivet hole marking on here. And I'm using the 1-inch marks and the top. I want it more centered. Let's see. Okay. We'll do it more centered. Okay, those look good. I'm going to go ahead and mark these also. I'm going to pull that up as far as I can. Up under the D-ring because I don't want to miss. Let's do the back side first so I can get a better idea of where it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be the same spot. We're going to be good. Okay, because my D-ring is so thick, I'm just going to press that down and go right there on my rectangle ring. Okay. Right there. Right there. Okay, they look good. Let me punch my holes real quick. I'm probably going to have to use the hole punch on my rivet press. Okay, hold on just a second. Let me get that done and I'll be right back. Okay, I got my holes punched. Now we're going to put the rivets in and get those pressed. These are so cute. So excited about this. Okay, I'm going to get these pressed. Okay, let's get this pressed really quick. those. And then we'll do these two. There we go. All our rivets are pressed. So we can put these up now. I know I didn't have to spill all of them out, but the way they were put in, all the covers were put on the bottom. And I needed some bottoms. Caps, excuse me. All the caps were on the bottom. So we'll get that put up. Put up my rivet tool here. Okay, now clean all that. I wanted to put some tape. See, I marked down from the top on the front and back also. So I want to make sure I put some tape there while I have a chance. It just makes it a little bit easier than trying to do it later when everything's together. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to do, I think we'll do the front first. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I have the back, but we're doing the same thing. We're going to take one piece and we're going to line up our bottom corner here and our top. And then we're going to sew this together, 3/8 inch seam allowance. My D-rings are causing that to be a little popping it up. So I'm just making sure I've got everything lined up along the edge here. Okay, and we're going to fold that out with the seam going towards the back panel, and we're going to top stitch along the back panel. Okay, and you might need your hump jumper again. So right here it's going to get a little thick. Okay, we'll do the same with the other piece on this side. And we will fold this one out with the seam going towards the back panel and top stitch. Okay, now we're going to grab our front piece and repeat. When we go to top stitch the last side, we will have to go down and from the inside of it, which is fine. We'll open this up and top stitch seams going towards the front panel. Let's use all that. Okay, now we're going to do our last one. Okay. Before I do the last top stitch, I want to check my bobbin just to make sure we're still good. Okay, so I want to make sure the seam goes towards the front panel, and I'm going to stop top stitch from here. There we go. And just slide it out. Here we go. Looks good. A little wavy at the top there, but it's okay. Okay, now we're going to take our bottom piece. And mark all my centers. I didn't put purse feet on, but you can if you want to. And we're going to do the short sides first. So we're going to place it on the short side, matching up your centers. And we're going to fold that open with the seam going towards the bottom, and we will top stitch on the bottom. We will do the same on the other short end. Match up our centers. Okay, now we're going to bring this out. We're going to have to go through this long edge here. Seam towards the bottom, and we will top stitch on the bottom. Oop. Okay, got those done. They look good. Now we're going to do our long sides. We're going to match up the centers. And we're not going to be top stitching across these. Okay, when I started sewing, I didn't go all the way to the edge. I'm like 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Down there on the corner there. Okay, let's do this one and then we can turn it out. And see what she looks like. Or he, since it is Pooh. Yeah, I'm coming. Okay, we're going to turn this out really quick so we can see what we got here. And there's Decaville Heavy on the bottom and Decaville Light everywhere else. There we go. That's our bottom. Oh, it's going to be so cute. A bit of wrinkling in there, but that's okay. It'll be fine. So cute. Okay, I want to pause here because I want to go get some lunch, and I will be back momentarily. Hold on. See, that didn't take too long. I'm back. Ouch. Okay, now we're going to work on our lining. Oh, excuse me. We're going to get our lining pieces, and we're going to put our zipper in. Okay, let me put this aside for a second. Here. Okay, stay. Okay, you can lay down. Okay, let's see what we got for our lining pieces. Maybe we'll do our zipper panel first to get it out of the way, because we've got lining. This is our slip pocket. And this is our bottom. I wrote on each one of them what is what. Okay, I'm gonna get my zipper panel pieces first. And let's get our zippers done. Here's my overlay. Okay. Get our zipper cut. I'm gonna cut it longer than I need. And I do have a zip end that I'm going to work with, or put on after we're done. Okay, got those cut. Let me get my zippers out. I had a Winnie the Pooh one, but it was silver, and I didn't want to do silver, so we're just going to use. Oh, you know what I could do? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I have one. I don't think I do. No, I have some bee poles, but they're all gold. Darn. A flower one. Well, let's use one of the Mormino flower ones. With a rose on it. That'd be good. I have a sunflower. I don't know, I kind of like the sunflower too. I think I'm going to use that one though. Okay, now that we've made our decision. Okay, we only need one of these other ones. I'm going to put that one on the inside and the rose one on the outside. Okay. And I'm going to clip this to my overlay. I want to make sure I don't forget that. Okay, we will singe the edges of our zipper tape here. Okay, and then we will add our zippers. Okay, my rose is going to go on the outside, so it's going to go on the longer edge, the longer zipper, excuse me. And this little one will go on the inside zipper. There we go. Okay, so we'll put that smaller zipper with the lining pieces, and we're going to work on our panel. Okay, where my zipper is closing towards this end, I'm going to do a 90-degree. I'm just going to pinch the end down there, fold it over, put a pin in it. It's like a 1/2 inch maybe. But you can always mark it if you want to. Excuse me. So that they're even. Okay, we'll put a pin on this one, and I'm just going to sew those closed. Sew them down. And then I'm going to change my bobbin. Oh, I could turn the machine back on, that might help. Okay, and I'm also going to melt the ends here a little bit. Okay, squish them all together. Okay. that's our zipper. Okay. And I'm going to put a few stitches down here at the bottom so that I don't lose my pull in the process. Okay, now on our zipper panel pieces on the back sides, we are going to do, let's see, I need to fold over. Okay. My tape. Okay, I'm making a 1-inch mark on either end of all 4 of these pieces. And we will put some tape there and fold those edges down. Okay. To that 1-inch mark. And we'll put our tape on here. I'm putting it just above the line there. I think I need to go close my door. My mom's got Indiana Jones on in the other room. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. Okay. Fold the short edge down to that line. I'll do the same on the, well, I didn't put that in a good spot, did I? Kind of missed the mark on that, but that's okay. It'll still be fine. Fold this one down. Okay, we're going to take one exterior piece and we're going to place the teeth just below that mark there. Okay, well, let me get some tape first. Let's tape it. It'll be a lot easier if we do that. Now my husband is outside cutting something. Where's that? Okay, now let's take the exterior piece. Remove the tape. Place it just below the zipper there, the teeth, and gently press it in place. Don't pull your fabric or your zipper, just gently press it down. Okay, there we go. And we're going to take a lining piece and we're going to clip it together there. And if the folded edges don't match up, then you can just unfold it and fold them back till they match. Mine are doing good. Okay. Let me change my bobbin really quick, just because I don't want to get too low. Okay, now we're going to sew down the side of this. I'm going to do, it says 3/8 inch, so we will try. Move the zipper out of the way. I'll try to get as close to 3/8 as I can. Okay, now we're going to fold this back. Matching the raw edges here. And then we're going to sew this together. We're going to sew around the whole thing. Top stitching and basting the raw edges together. Okay. I'm going to do the raw edges first so that we can use those. And gently pull away from gently pulling the teeth away from, pulling them away from each other so that the seam doesn't get back up under the zipper. There we go. One side. Okay, let's do the other side. I'm going to use the side we've already done as my guide. And like I said, gently press the zipper tape in place. There we go. Then we'll take the lining piece and do the same. Clip them together. Just make sure you move your zipper pull out of the way as you go. Okay, there we go. Remember, we're going to do 3/8 or as close as we can get to 3/8. Okay, move my zipper pull. Okay, again, fold away, match up your raw edges. And then we're going to baste the raw edges and top stitch next to the zipper. This is a very teeny tiny zipper panel. Okay. Try to pull it out of the way gently. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to mark my centers really quick on here. So that when we get to that point, we will have them ready. Okay. There's your panel. Okay, put that aside for now. We're going to work on our zipper overlay. I'm going to put some tape on the back. There we go. And we're going to end up sewing around the outside edge and then placing our zipper inside. Okay, let me mark these centers here really quick. And it's supposed to go down. Let me see. Oh, one, okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to place this here, centered, and then get my overlay piece. I'm going to take the top tape off the backing off the tape on the top, find my center of this piece here, and place it up against the ruler there. There we go. Okay, and then you can remove the other tape piece backings and then just let it gently lie where it needs to. Okay, and this is where we're going to put our sewing blurb tag. Right in there. I'm just going to pull this up a little bit. Not put it too far up in there because we don't want it to interfere with the zipper. Okay, and then we're going to stitch all the way around the outside of that. I'm going to leave my tails long. And then we'll come back and tie them off. Okay, hang on to your tails so you know which ones go together. And pull. There we go. And tie these off. Okay, there we go. Cute. Okay, now we're going to cut the center out. Okay, and just gently pull it up and be careful not to cut your overlay. we're just going to cut away. And since I'm not birthing through the pocket or anything, then I can close this pocket up. There we go. Okay, we're going to take our lining pieces, and I'm going to put some tape. Hopefully this works. Sometimes it doesn't work on the Smoothie Smooth. Put some tape around each one, or just on one end of each one, I should say. I'm just marking the back so that I can find the center of that really quick. Let's see. Well, it would help if I measured the... This would be... Found the center. We're good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place my lining piece So what I've done is I've placed the lining piece on that bottom part. Okay. And we're going to set it in here. Put another piece of tape on there on the front side of the zipper here. Piece on this side. Okay. Now, I'm going to remove the tape from down here. The backing for the tape. There we go. Oops. Don't want it all to come up. Just the backing. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to take my piece upside down because we're working with this bottom edge here. Oh, excuse me. Right side up. This is upside down. Okay, and I'm going to center it in here. Okay. I'm going to get the teeth lined up in that opening. Centered as best as I can get it. And I want my zipper closing to the left. Okay. I'll pull tape off the other side of the zipper so that I can lay this down in there. There we go. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start down here. Leave your tails long so that you can pull them through. And we're just going to do that bottom edge there. Do not backstitch. Make sure you move your zipper pull out of the way as you go. And then we'll stop about 1/8 of an inch on this end. And we'll pull our tails through both sides here and tie them off. We'll tie off this side. And we'll cut down those extra pieces down there in a minute. There we go. Got those tied off. Now we'll fold that out of the way. And we're going to take our other lining piece, remove the back one from the tape here, and place it at the top of that zipper, matching up the sides of the lining pieces. Okay, like that. Now we're going to put our needle down in right here where we ended. We're going to sew up, across, and back down. Needle down, hold your threads, leave the tails long. Move your zipper pull out of the way as you go. Pull our tails to the back and tie them off like we did previously. And then we'll close up the sides and the bottom, since we're not going to be birthing through. If you were birthing through, you would leave the bottom open, close up the sides, and then I would leave the long side of the bottom, one long side of the bottom open when you sew that on, and then you can birth through the bottom and then use the pocket to close up that hole, and then close up your pocket. There we go. Okay, I'm going to trim those even. Okay, we'll start over here on this side. Fold it out of the way. And I'm going to back stitch over the zipper here. This one, fold this side back. I like to back stitch over the zipper just to hold it in place more. Okay, so now we can snip those. Snip that zipper, excess zipper, and we'll singe the edges again. Okay. I'll move that piece out of the way while we work on our slip pocket. I've already, well, not on this one. I drew a line there for the drop-in line, but that was the wrong piece, so ignore that mark. Pretend like you didn't see it, because you didn't. It doesn't exist. Okay. Now, with our slip pocket, we are going to put right sides together. Okay. And we're going to sew down the long edges at, let's see, okay. Let's clip these together so they don't move so much. But we're just going to sew down both sides, the long sides. Okay, we will turn this out, right side out. Okay, and I'm going to top stitch one edge of this. Okay, then we're going to place it okay, get my ruler. And I'm going to place it there, and I'm going to put a piece of tape right along that edge. place it on there. To help hold that down. Where's my erase marker? Okay, there we go. Clip this down here. And this end over here. Just clipping it because the Smoothie Smooth is a little bit. There we go. Well, that's on the floor now. Okay. I'm going to sew down the bottom and then we'll divide the pocket. Okay, sew the edges here. Okay, now we're going to divide that. Let me trim off this excess first. Okay, now let's divide our pocket. We'll do a center one, center line. There, and then we'll do another one over here. Okay, we are almost done. Let's do the zipper panel. Let's add that. We've got two like pin pocket edges and two main pockets. And take our top and our bottom here. I mean our front and our back pieces. Our zipper panel and our trim, which I have drawn a line. This is the drop-in lining line. So I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on those. And find our centers. Make sure you have these two pieces going the correct direction because there's a slight what do you call it? Goes out at the top when I'm cutting my piece. I go ahead and mark it so that I know which side's up. Okay, so we're going to take, let's do the back one first because I want my zippers going the same direction. Match up your centers and clip. Okay, and then we're going to take this piece. This is the top, so when you flip it up, that'll be the top. Okay, so we're going to match up the centers here and clip this to that. All the way down. And we will be doing this. Let's see. Flip through, flip through. Okay. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay. Okay. And we're going to flip all this up and we're going to top stitch across the lining there. Okay. Make sure you pull the seams down to the bottom, and we're stitching underneath the zipper panel. now we will repeat that on the other side with the other lining piece. And make sure you've got this going in the right direction. Match up your centers. Quarter-inch seam allowance. Okay. And then we're going to flip that whole thing up and top stitch. Okay, done. Oh, the stitches look good. Okay, now we're going to put our sides together, matching up our side panels there. I'm going to our bottom area, and I'm going to start off at 3/8 inch seam allowance, because that's a seam allowance for the 85%. And then I will increase it to 1/2 inch down towards the bottom. We want to keep it at 3/8 so that it matches the top, the exterior pieces. Okay, once I get past that point, then I'll slowly start increasing it to 1/2 inch. Yeah. And we will do the same on the other side. Just make sure you move your zipper out of the way. So it doesn't get in the way of the, you don't want to sew the zipper closed there or into the seam. Okay, we're going to start at the bottom here. We're going to start at 1/2 inch and go back to 3/8 inch. Okay, and our bottom piece, we're going to do like we did the exterior. We're going to do the short ends first. We're not top stitching or anything. I'm just clipping my centers for references. Okay. Oh, let me trim these down a little bit first. Let me trim the sides down. Okay, we're going to do the short sides first. Okay. And for the bottom, we're going to be doing the 1/2 inch seam allowance. And we'll do the other short end the same way. Well, that just completely came off. It didn't even hold. There. Let's try that again. Oh, this side's giving me more problems. Okay, now we'll do the long ends, and we'll be ready to put it together. Okay, I'm going to use my other clips because this is sliding too much. I'm folding the bottom seams towards the bottom. We'll do the other one. Let's see what I meant by folding the bottom seams, because we didn't top stitch here, but I'm folding these to the bottom so that it mimics the outside. The outside piece. We're supposed to trim that after we get it on. Okay, I'll open up that zipper now, and I'm going to fold in my drop in, fold down my top for my drop in. Put piece tape on these edges here. Help hold them open. And then we'll fold down the exterior piece also and top stitch. And then all we have to do is put the handles on. Okay, I'm going to put a clip there. Okay, butterfly that open and fold down. Put some clips around there. Finish up the other side here. And I'll be top stitching from the inside, I think. Okay. Let's get our exterior, and we will do the same thing. I won't have to do that. Butterfly that one open because those are top stitched down. Now I'm going to need the hot pepper. Okay, let's place these two together. Okay, I have the front facing me, and I want my zipper opening to the left. So my back pocket will match my back pocket of my exterior here. Okay, now I'm going to match up my centers. All the way around. Okay, now my side seams here, I will match up to the centers I marked there. And down here. Oh, sorry, can't see what I'm doing. I'm just lining it all up. I'll check my bobbin real quick, make sure we're good to go. Okay. Make sure my D-rings are down. We're going to press the zipper panel down, out of the way. Rectangle rings are down. Yeah, we're good. So don't forget to hold your breath and your tongue in the right position. Let's go. I'm going to start on the back side here. Like I said, make sure your D-rings are down. I'm pulling my zipper panel out of the way also. And I need my hump jumper. Right there on those thicker seams. Ugh. Just fighting with it a little bit. We're good. Ooh. That wouldn't have been good at all. Strings out of the way here. Okie dokie. Let's see how we did. The bottom, the lining fits so good. There it is. Top stitching looks really good. No skip stitches. Oh, looks really good. Okay. There we go. Threads. Just touch them just a teeny bit. Oh my gosh, that looks so cute. So cute. Okay, let's put on our zip end, and then we will do the handles. Okay. Oh, I thought I had a zip end. Let me grab one real quick. I like to bring out my little magnetic tray here for the little screws so I don't lose them. Oh, I only need one. Okay. So let's trim this down. Let's see, about right there. Cinch that. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue down in the bottom of my zip end. Oh my goodness. It's been a while since I put a zip end down, I guess. There we go. Put some glue down in there. Okay. I'm going to fold these ends back to the center. Slide this on. Just make sure you're right side up. And then we'll put the screw in the back side. There we go. Okay, now for my strap ends. Let's put all those down in there. Make sure I've got the right amount of 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, screws. Okay, I'm going to use my tool marking from Sew Yours, and this one has a strap end. So if you're going to be putting a strap end, you line that along the bottom, and we're going to pick number 1. Let me do number 1 first and put it around our ring here, just so I can see. Yep. So it's going to be 1, 1 and 3. See if this match up. Yep. We'll do 1 and 3. on all of them. Okay. The first hole and the third hole is what I should say. Okay. Punch those with my hole punch. I did the straps double-sided, so I cut the pieces 2-inch by the length. If you do them at 85%, the straps will be 16 inches, and the original pattern is 18 inches. So, you know, you decide how long you want your straps to be. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to rivet these on, and then I'll put the strap ends on. Oops. A little tool here to get the plugs out. Okay, so got those done. Those look good. Good. Okay. Let me get my rivets out again. Like I said, I've already done the more cap. I've already done the strap, the crossbody strap. And I'm going to have these with the red out. Oh, I wonder if I need the, no, we're good. I have some longer rivets that I could use. Now make sure you don't twist it when you put the other side on. Okay, there we go. Get the cap on. There we go. 2.5 hours. Not that bad. Okay. I'll do the other side. Remember, red side out. And then I will press these rivets. Because they'll definitely be easier to press without the strap ends on there. There we go. Outer cap. Thankfully, I just emptied my trash can, so there wasn't too much in there. Okay, Let me press these and then we'll do the strap ends. My niece asked for a new bag. She was ready for a new bag, and I had seen this one done. Somebody else had posted one in these colors with Winnie the Pooh on, I think it was on Tulip Beast's Facebook page. And I was like, oh my god, my niece would love that. So I had to make one for her. Okay, we're going to take the strap end and we're going to put the nice side out and put the screws on the other side. Okay. Let me see. Here we go. Just lining it up. I don't usually put glue on these, so we should be okay. So I have to make her, she asked for a matching wallet also. So I have that other Winnie the Pooh embroidery piece that I did that I might use on a wallet for her. Okay. Nice side out. Slide it on, line it up. Drop my screw end. Screw bit, whatever you want to call it. There we go. We'll just do the other two and we will be done. Oh, it's going to be so cute. So fancy. Almost there. Sorry I'm taking so long. I feel like I'm moving in slow motion. Okay, last one. Nice side out. I think I got these from Mormino. So yours has them, and Size Swag has them. Most of the places that sell hardware are going to have them. There we go. We are done. Let me get this cleaned up and we will take a look at how she turned out. I'm pretty happy with it. And then I just have to do a matching wallet. She turned out good. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And I have the strap. I didn't put zip or strap ins on this strap, but you can if you want to. Okay, well, let me get you in position and we can check her out. Hold on just a sec. Okay, we are done. There she is, Mr. Heckles, 85% with the Winnie the Pooh embroidery that I put on there. And we've got our hidden slip pocket. I used antique hardware. We have red lining. The vinyl and the lining are from Tulip Bee. We have a recess or a pocket overlay. And we have slip pockets over here on this side. She turned out really good. I'm very happy. Very happy. And I did the double-sided handles with the color. And then the double-sided strap also. And my bag tag is from Heartwood and Hyde. So cute. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with this. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had fun. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.